And if this gets to be too distracting because of the background noise, then we'll just have to mute. And if you, yeah, there is a background noise there. I see. All right, so Steve is telling me that Southern's having some phone issues. I see. Okay. All right. The webinar is getting recorded, and if you have any additional questions, just let me know. If you see that I seem to be talking or describing something on the screen, but you don't hear me, please let me know as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to revert back to the default setting and just mute everybody for now. But if you need to speak, please let me know. You can just type in the chat that you need to speak, and I'll just unmute you. And Daryl, I was hoping that before we start going into the various features and introducing Brainfuse to everybody, I was hoping that we can discuss briefly about the launch itself. As you know, the official launch is next month. It's July 1st, so that'll be, yeah, that's next Monday. And I just wanted to check in, Daryl, with you to see. I know that I sent an email as well last Friday, but wanted to check in with you to see if you have any questions about the launch and whether you've been able to get in touch with Mr. William Smith. I believe our tech people sent an email to William Smith, I believe on the 18th or so.
I talked to William this morning, and he said he was in contact with someone there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Everything seemed to be in order.
All right, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay. And so, Daryl, do you have any questions about any issues, about any emails, anything that we've told you?
Everything seems to be pretty straightforward.
Okay. All righty. And then I believe yesterday, Jamie Wallace, he's our program manager. He also does a lot of the training webinars as well. And for any additional training webinars that you like to have, or if you want to have an in-person visit, let us know. We'll be more than happy to visit you. I know that we already have plans to visit at least 2 West Virginia community colleges in the week of October 7th. I understand that that's what's called the National Tutoring Week. So we'll already be visiting 2 colleges. So we'll be more than happy to drop by at that time. Or if you would like to have somebody come over sooner, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to drop by and meet with the administrators and hopefully with the faculty, some of the faculty whose students will be using Brainfuse as well.
Yeah, that's my larger concern at the moment. Is I want to make sure we have either a webinar like this or an face-to-face type meeting where our faculty can participate. Because right now most of our faculty are at home.
Right, right. They're probably on vacation too, right?
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah. I agree with you. I don't know what the weather is like in West Virginia this week, but it's horrible in New York. It's not only hot, it's just very humid. It's horrible. Okay. All right, so I take it that then almost all of you are administrators then, right? I mean, that's what it looks like. And let me see. Okay, so Steve, you want to be unmuted? Let me unmute you. Hi, Steve. This is Elise. I just unmuted you.
Thank you. I'm just wondering about some possible dates for having something set up like that for faculty.
Terrific. Yeah, just give us the dates and we'll be more than happy to accommodate.
Okay, so you guys are pretty much open.
We can make somebody go.
You can make somebody arrange something. What kind of lead time do you need?
At least a week or 2. That would be very helpful.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, great. All righty. Yeah, and so Jamie Wallace is our program manager, and any additional online webinars he'll be doing I'm doing the first one today because I also wanted to, because I've been in touch with Daryl about the program launch, and I wanted to follow up with him. Okay. All right. So I understand that you've probably been using Smart Thinking, right? That was your previous provider?
Correct.
Right. So I take it that pretty much everybody has experience with, I don't think I'm going to be going into in-depth about using the whiteboard. The purpose of this webinar is not going to be so much about how to use every single feature, but I want to show what's unique about Brainfuse, what's different about Brainfuse, and if there's additional webinars required to go over the whiteboard features in more detail, for instance, then Jamie can do that. But for our webinar today, I want to do a kind of an introduction for people who are new to Brainfuse about our history and a quick recap, and also what's unique about Brainfuse, different ways to use Brainfuse, and also hopefully from what I show you, you can see how we can accommodate and customize for your needs. All right, so I'm going to launch into a quick history of Brainfuse. Brainfuse was, we started actually in the online business, we started in 1999, like a lot of competitors of ours. That seemed to be the time period when everybody started, including Smart Thinking. But before that, we were actually providing traditional type of face-to-face tutoring. We also were doing group tutoring for test preparation, as well as language preparation, learning of different languages. And in tandem with that, we were also doing academic advisory services, which we still do. We work we're in Mid-Manhattan in New York. We're across from New York Public Library. And we still do work experience evaluations, translations. And we don't do in-person tutoring anymore, but I believe we still have some language tutoring going on the side. And then, as I just mentioned, in the 1990s, mid-1990s, 1999, rather late 1990s, we went into the online business, and we've been online ever since, and we've been providing services to school districts, colleges, universities, libraries, government agencies. And I think one of the reasons why we've been able to do well is precisely because we're very flexible in terms of the kinds of services that we offer. And when you look at this layout, so this is right now all the features that we have available. So and many of these features came about, including the writing lab, and like LEAP, for instance, and the test center, and Skill Surfer. They came about because of feedback that we gotten from clients. That said, there are also clients who want to keep it simple. So they don't want to see all these tabs. They're not interested. They only want to get live help in writing lab. And we can do that. All these buttons, we can customize them and take them off if you don't want them. So we're willing to, and depending on the client demand, we're willing to look into developing new features. So as I mentioned, LEAP is a college remediation where we had a test center before LEAP, but LEAP is more customized and geared towards students who may not have the college skills necessary to do college level work. So they need remediation in math or reading or writing. We have remediation tests that students can use to track what kind of progress that they're making, get a live tutor, and even though we cannot promise the same tutor every time, this is not private tutoring, nevertheless, it's very personalized in the sense that you can ask for your favorite tutor, and whoever you connect with, they can actually view your study plan or how much progress that you're making, so that it's very personalized in that way. Now, the big buttons on top, they actually link up with these links, hyperlinks these big buttons at the bottom link up with the links at the top. And I like to call these features the personalized features. So some of the highlights is any kind of live sessions that you do with us, it's saved and stored here in past sessions. It's archived here. You can replay the entire whiteboard. You can email the whiteboard to other people. And you can also just view the transcript. Very useful. And that's a good segue into what I want to talk about next, which is different ways to use Brainfuse. So I started off by talking about how flexible we are in terms of customizing features for you. And if you're interested in a feature, and want to find out if Brainfuse can develop it for you, let us know. That's one way. We're very flexible and customizable. The other way that's unique about Brainfuse is there are a lot of places where you can get live help, live tutoring. There are also a lot of places that you can go to where you can get test prep. And in fact, the internet is overflowing with test preparation materials that are very much free. But I believe we are unique in the sense that we're one of the few. I mean, I know Kaplan does it, Princeton Review does it, but they're very, very expensive. We do it really at a fraction of the cost that it would take students to pay Kaplan or Princeton Review in terms of test preparation. So in terms of, yes, you can get live help. And the disciplines and the subjects that show up here, they're also very customizable. So one of the clients that we're working with, they showed interest in multivariable calculus, so we're going to be making that subject available through here. So there's the live tutoring, the online tutoring that everybody is used to. So you just click on live help, get a tutor, and get help with the question or the classwork that you're stuck with. So there's the live tutoring, but it's also integrated seamlessly with skills building. So let's say that you go to our skill surfer and choose an area that you need to work on. You want to view the lessons we have, the resources, and many of the content is these are proprietary content unique to Brainfuse, so you can view videos, etc. And then so let's say you're in the middle of viewing a video, and you're stuck and you still don't understand. Then you can click on live help from the video. Then you get a live tutor, and our tutor would know that, oh, you're viewing this video, and then go over whatever is covered in that video together, or our tutor can upload onto the whiteboard whatever lessons, foundational lessons that our tutor feels is relevant for the student to go over. So there's a targeted skills building aspect to it. And then, as I mentioned, it's fully integrated with test prep. So to give you an example, what we mean by fully integrated. So, for instance, it really costs thousands of dollars to take a Kaplan or a Princeton Review test prep for GRE, for instance. And what we have to offer is pretty comparable. We have the practice test. You can get live help. And then our resources, and it's really a lot. So there's the quick guide where we give you a short preview, the bare essentials of taking the GRE, the GRE Brainfuse quick guide, these 3 videos. And then at the bottom, it's more of a step-by-step guide. I like to call it the 26-step guide to the GRE. And then there's also the full list of all the lessons, the skills, the writing, the math, and the reading skills, the verbal skills that you would need to go over. Okay, so this is more of a textual HTML, but there are also videos here. Okay, that you can view from here. And then let's say that you take one of our practice tests. Hold on one second. So if you take one of our practice tests, so let's say that you take and you see the list of practice tests. We also have the full length that we can release. So you take one of the diagnostic. Okay, take the practice test. If your screen is not moving, let me know. Sometimes it pauses. All right, so I'm just going to go to the end. This is a math practice test. I'm just going to click on Done. And it gives you a learning plan, a study plan, a kind that you would expect from Kaplan or Princeton Review after you take one of their practice tests. You can view the test questions again by clicking here. It gives you a pie chart. Click here. This is more of a list, but you can click here to get a live tutor, and our tutor will be able to tell that, okay, you want to work on monomials. It's GRE, and if you want to work on monomials. You can click on each of these, the question numbers, to view the question again. It also tells you which one is the correct answer. Okay. All right, so I'm going to actually go to, let me just close this. All right, so then, and then at the bottom, it gives you a full list. It lists out for you all the lessons, the videos, the skills that you should go over. And it's a combination of lessons, videos, and then let's say with this video, because it's part of the study plan, it has the option where you can click on Live Help right away, or after viewing the video, you understand it, you click on I'm done, and then the pie chart at the top, it starts changing color. You see how it's a darker blue here. So let me take this opportunity to also show you what the whiteboard looks like. Give me one. I'm going to just connect to myself as a tutor and a student. Your students do not need to download this special application. This is only for Brainfuse tutors. And I'm going to go into a little bit later during the webinar. I'm going to go into how, if you're interested in having, if you have tutors or faculty or professors who would be interested in using the Brainfuse platform to have their own kind of online classroom. So using our platform not only for our tutors, using our tutors for your students, but using our platform for your tutors. I'm going to go into how that's done. And for your tutors, if you decide to use Brainfuse that way to host your own program, and even if it's not a program, you would like to have that option available for your professors or instructors or your on-site tutors, they don't have to download something like this. This is a quick connect application for Brainfuse tutors. Your tutors would just use, it's a web-based, so there's no special download involved. So I'm going to log in as a student now. So this is the student whiteboard that's opening up, and there's no special download involved, as I just mentioned. Okay, so this is a student whiteboard, and I just connected with myself, Elise137. And as a tutor, I can see that, okay, the student wants to work on GRE math. It's the Pythagorean theorem. That's what they want to work on. And then our tutors are trained to verify them, and they can go over that together. Or if there are parts of the video that the student doesn't understand, or any of the lessons here that they want to go over, then they can just take, copy, paste, put it on the whiteboard. Or maybe they want to just go back to the test itself, the practice test that they took, and go over each of the questions together with the tutor. And they can certainly do that as well. So if something like this, you want to go over it. And if you don't want to copy paste this whole thing, on the student whiteboard, this is the copy paste feature. The other features like pencil eraser, everybody knows how to use this, the font. This is the way to change colors. This is copy paste. It's one of my favorite features because it's very convenient. And there's no limit as to how much stuff that you can put on the whiteboard. It just expands automatically. So if you get to the end of the screen, then it just expands. So let's say that you don't feel like copying pasting one by one. Then just take any screen capturing tool that's available. Just capture the whole thing. And then go back to your whiteboard, the student whiteboard, put your cursor there and paste. And there it is. And you can just write on it, do whatever you need to do with it, go over it with the tutor. And this is CloudPack, and it's actually so CloudPack, this is a way to share, this is BrainShare, this is a way to share documents with your tutor, and both of these features are linked up with the student homepage. So what I mean by that is if you want to upload PowerPoint or an Excel or any Microsoft Office or PDF or JPEG, any image, and you want to upload onto the whiteboard, Microsoft Word file, then you will first save it in My CloudPack on your home page. And you can add a folder. Click here, add a folder. And you can just name it whatever you want to call it. Maybe I want to call it chemistry. And you can upload file. This is upload file option. You can add a link or create your own document, save it, and then it'll show up on the student whiteboard. The CloudPack there, and then the document will show up, and you click on it, and it'll upload directly onto the whiteboard. This is what I call the student message center on the whiteboard. So it's actually linked up with the message center that's here, and the message center is an archive of whatever you send through the writing lab or the 24/7. So the writing lab is obviously, as the name implies, a way to submit papers. 24/7 is anything other than writing. So it could be accounting, it could be whatever. But whatever you send to Brainfuse, it's saved and stored in the message center here. And it'll show up here, and then any tutor feedback will show up in a blue shaded area in the box. Now, once you get your paper back and you want to go over it with the tutor, then you connect with the tutor, and then you can open up your message center on the whiteboard, click on it, and the document will show up here. You can also send documents directly to the tutor that you're connected with. So the official name for this is BrainShare, but I like to call it the message center on the whiteboard message center. Okay, the other features, we've been adding features. I understand that this whiteboard is also going through an upgrade, just as our skill surfer here right now is in the middle of an upgrade. So right now it's showing a lot of things in addition to college materials. As soon as right now, just so that you know, we'll be removing this feature from your site temporarily, and we'll put it back, but it's going through an upgrade. And once it's released, it'll only show the college materials, as well as the occupational tests that some students may be interested in, such as a medical assistant, etc., but also other tests like graduate school preparation, college preparation, and a whole host of things, computers and technology. So temporarily we'll be taking this button off, but we'll be restoring it pretty soon, in 2 to 3 weeks or less. And this is the email transcript, and the reason why I point out this feature is because the name is a little bit misleading. It's not just emailing the transcript, and as I pointed out before, you can also email the whiteboard session from past sessions. So you can click here, the orange button here, and email it to other people. But let's say that you're having a very good session, and or maybe you're having a very bad session and you want to email it to your professor or something. Then you click here, put in the email addresses of the people that you want to email this whiteboard replay to, send it, and the recipient will see a link, and then they just click on it, and the entire whiteboard replays. And as I just mentioned before, you can also do that from past sessions. Click here to replay, click here to view the transcript, and click here if you want to email it to other people. It works the same way. You click on it, and you're prompted to put in the email addresses of the people that you want to send the whiteboard replay to. Okay, so this is a way to share documents. It's linked up with the Message Center, so indirectly it's also linked up with the Writing Lab and the 24/7. And this is a way to email the session replay to others. CloudPack is a way to upload different types of documents onto the whiteboard. This is copy-paste. And as I just mentioned, the whiteboard itself is also going through an upgrade. And the newer version will be more user-friendly. But right now, this is the graphing paper tool. So click on it. You have the number line. Okay, let me just delete the whiteboard. And so this is the number line. If you need to change the number settings, just double-click. And all this information about using the whiteboard is actually found in the student guide booklet that I sent out. And we highly recommend that, if it's possible, to make this available for students who would benefit from using Brainfuse. It's short because we don't want to make it too long. Usually when it's too long, students don't read it. And you can find the whiteboard usage, how to use the whiteboard. There's a section on how to use the whiteboard, which goes into detail about using the whiteboard, how to change the number settings, etc. So you can change it to fraction, pi, and this is the graphing paper. Okay, and you can also, again, change the number settings by double-clicking on it, and you can change it to a fraction mode, pi, etc. You can also change the color of the graphing paper. And of course, what good is a graphing paper unless you can write on it? You can also put symbols, whatever you need to do. Undo is for undoing whatever is on the whiteboard. You can also use erase. The math and science symbols, we've been building these symbols, building them into the whiteboard for the past 10 years. So if there's a symbol that you like to add, let us know. So you just make sure that the cursor is on the whiteboard. Choose the symbol that you want, like pi, and there it is. This is super and subscript, and this is delete. Audio is available if you decide to use our platform for your own tutoring, for your faculty and students. It's also available through Meet, which I'm going to explain more later in the webinar. But please note that audio in general, unless there's some exceptions, but that rarely happens, especially higher ed level. We do it with lower level students in elementary, middle, if they really don't speak English. But generally speaking, we do not use audio with Brainfuse tutors, and the primary reason for it is because security, because we need to make sure that if there are any complaints, we have a written record. And also we have live monitors, and monitors cannot monitor when there are hundreds and hundreds of sessions they got to listen to all at once. But it is a feature that's available definitely on the Meet. It's a collaborative tool for the students. And then we also have faculty and some colleges use this as well. But also it's available audio option if you decide to have your faculty use our whiteboard to have their own tutoring session. All right, so that's the whiteboard in a nutshell. And again, I want to emphasize the fact that what's unique about it is the fact that with all of our tests that we have to offer, whether it's GRE, Accuplacer, any of the remediation college readiness skills tests, or even the Skill Surfer items that we have here, it's integrated with live tutoring. So it's not like, okay, you take a test and then you got to use another provider to get a live tutor. It's all integrated, and our tutors have access to the study plan that the student is working on. So even though we cannot promise that you're going to get the same tutor all the time, nevertheless, experience is more personalized because the tutor has access to your information, and student has a way to track their progress. Okay, so the language lab came about because of a request from a client, but so far the only language that's been in demand is Spanish. So this is for students who want to learn Spanish, and so they would choose Spanish and get a tutor who would help them with their Spanish classwork. Please note that you can also pre-schedule. Most of the time, students just go in and get a live tutor right away. However, if you have a reason to pre-schedule a tutor, you can use the tutor match feature. This is also a feature that you can use if you decide to use your own tutors. And for that, we offer the option where it could be online, phone, or on campus. And then you choose, as a student, you choose the days that you would like to get tutoring, find tutor. You get the list of tutors that are available. And then you choose the tutor that you want. And the session will show up in my calendar. And you also get an email notification, the student that is, as well as the tutor. And the tutor and the student meet at the pre-scheduled time. Office hours, I'm not going to go into in too much detail right now, but it does. If you're interested in it, let me know. I'll be more than happy to explain it in more detail. But it does require that we send you 2 additional links, and one of them being the tutor homepage link, because unless you want to centralize and manage your tutor schedule closely, if you prefer that tutors just schedule themselves in whenever they're available, then the tutors need a tutor homepage, which we can send to you. But essentially what it is students would see, when they click on this, they would see the names of the instructors, the usernames, the Brainfuse usernames, that is. And then they would see what subject. They would also see what times that these faculty instructors are available, and they'd click on it and get connected with the faculty. Tutor match is exactly the same as the tutor match that's here. It's just we put it in 2 places. And LEAP, as I mentioned before, this is a COS remediation skills program. The emphasis is on reading, writing, and math. However, LEAP is also, it can even be customized further in the sense that if you have your own remediation placement test that you'd like to make available through LEAP, and put it here so that students who use Brainfuse can also access those placement tests, then we can put it in here for you. So either you can use the standard COS remediation test that we have available, or you can give us the test that you're using, and students can take it through here. Adult Learning Center, let us know if you want to take it off, but I want to show you what it has to offer. So this is GED, and again, with all of our tests and the live tutoring, everything is integrated. So you can get a live tutor, study materials, take a test, and from the study plan page, get a tutor. And then this is for resume help. So this may be of interest. So you can get live tutors to help with resume, as well as submit resumes for review. Microsoft Office help is very much like the computers and technology that's found here. Similar subjects. Career resources. This can be a dynamic page. So if there are any resources that you would like us to publish here for you, let us know. Otherwise, it's the standard list that we have available. Okay. And then for the live tutoring, this area may be of interest because you can choose your basic, intermediate, advanced, and if you're advanced, you see subjects like pre-calc, stats, and calculus. But the 24/7 here in the Writing Lab works exactly like the ones that are found on the main page. So that's the ALC, or the Adult Learning Center. Study page Flashbulb is a fun idea. There's a wealth of resources here. Just keep in mind that if you want to go back to the Brainfuse page, you can click here. Sorry. And you also do need to create a username if you want to create your own flashcards. So it's an interesting tool. And you have all these different types of test centers. This one's for the AccuPlacer, Compass, and the GRE, which is, I believe, one of the most useful test preparation that we've come up with. And the test center here, again, just like with LEAP, we have the standard tests. So for science, we have anatomy, physics, biochem, physics, etc. Okay, this is a student whiteboard keeps popping up because, just so that you know, we want to make sure that our tutors are responding promptly. So anytime the tutor has not been responding for more than 2 minutes, they get that pop-up. So I'm just going to close this for now. And then they get this additional pop-up that asks the tutor to put in a quick evaluation of June 26th, which is student. And this is what another added bonus of doing Brainfuse, which is tutors are asked to put in a quick comment about how the session went. So then the next tutor can see how the session went and pick up from there. But anyway, I'm just going to close the whole thing. Okay, so we can make available these standard tests for you, or we can customize it, and you can give us the test that you're using, and we can publish it. We can put it in here. And again, AccuPlacer Compass, it works the same way as a GRE. It's integrated with live help. There's the study plan, etc. If there's any button here that you don't want to see, like AccuPlacer, if you don't use it, just let us know. All right, so now we get to Meet and Brainwave. And something that, and this is a good segue into what I started to talk about at the beginning of the webinar, which is, so there's a lot to offer with Brainfuse. So it's very much integrated test prep. There's the customizable test center. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so there's the targeted skills building, the personalized study plan, intensive writing lab. There's no limit as to how often the student can resubmit the same paper unless you tell us to put a cap. So for those institutions, we're very careful about not exceeding their hours. We can put in caps for you. So just let us know. And then, okay, so we're now getting to, with the collaborative tools that are found here, we're now getting to what we call the learner-driven collaborative tools and flexibility to allow faculty as admin to manage student tutoring. So I'm going to touch these two areas, and starting with Meet, let me show you how the Meet whiteboard is different. So as I mentioned before, Meet is a tool that students can use to have their own online tutoring session. And where that may be useful is if the student wants to have an online study group, or maybe they have a friend who's stuck on something, or they just want to work online and work on a problem together. Or maybe they want to have an online tutoring session with their instructor, and they want to invite their professor to the whiteboard session so that the professor can show them. So when you click on Meet, you can invite the participants, and the best part is they don't need to be members of Brainfuse. Just put in their email address, and you can invite them. And the invitation arrives in the person's inbox. Can everybody hear me okay? Steve, are you able to hear me, or did we disconnect?
No, I hear you. This is Daryl.
I'm still here. I just had you muted.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm just going to. Okay, great. That's good to know. Sometimes GoToMeeting can act funny. All right, thank you. All right, I'm just going to keep on going. Okay, so you just enter their email address, and what it looks like is the invitation arrives in the inbox like this. So this is Yahoo Mail, a Brainfuse study room invitation. And this is the invitation. You just click on the link. So they don't need to be members of Brainfuse. They don't need to know anything about Brainfuse. So let's pretend and say that I'm a student. I just invited my professor to an online whiteboard session. So I'm going to enter the session. Oh, I got to first enter as the organizer. Sorry. So any Me session that you schedule, you can click here to schedule, and then you'll show up in my calendar. Okay. Oh, okay. I got to add a session. Sorry. Let me just send another invitation. Okay, I've sent an invitation to myself. So let me quickly log in with the other name. All right, so here is the scheduled session that I put in this morning. And as you can see, you can edit. You can put in more people, put in more email address. You can change the time. You can send it again, or just delete the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to enter the Me session. So I'm the organizer. And the organizer's whiteboard is different. For one thing, it has audio, but so does the attendee. I'm now going to log in as a participant, and I got to actually do it from a different browser. All right, so here's the invitation again, and all right, so this is the attendees whiteboard. Okay, and one of the salient differences between the Me whiteboard and the regular whiteboard is the organizer's whiteboard, it does look a little bit more complicated, but the great part is whatever you do on the regular whiteboard, whether it's sending documents through BrainShare, or let's say you have stuff on CloudPack that you have on the student homepage, that you had put in some CloudPack materials here, they'd also show up on the Meet whiteboard. It carries over. So even though it's a different type of whiteboard, whatever documents, anything that you saved in CloudPack or in the Message Center, it actually carries over and you can use it again. The other great thing is when you right-click on the participant, in this case, BF626 is me as the organizer, and 152552 is the participant who's been invited. And when you right-click on any of the participants' username, right-click, and again, this is covered in the student guide booklet that I sent. You can enable private whiteboard, either just for this person or for everybody, or you can disable private chat or enable private chat, or just keep everybody on the same whiteboard. It's designed for this whiteboard. Meet is designed for a group. So it's not just one-to-one. So whatever I do on my whiteboard, so this is the participant whiteboard. Let's say I put stuff here, whatever I want to do, then it's on this whiteboard, but it's not on the public whiteboard. Now, that said, let's say if I'm the professor, or let's say I'm the organizer and I have something to show to everybody, whatever I put on my whiteboard actually shows up for everybody, as you can see. So the Meet whiteboard is really designed for a group, a large group. And you have these other options, such as you can also release students if you want. If you have a very large tutoring program, you can transfer students to other tutors, start desktop sharing. If there's a very complex Excel sheet and you need to go over it from the other person's desktop, then you can start desktop sharing. There are a lot of features here. And you can also, if you need to disable, if you click on it, it disables. And if you click on it again, audio becomes available. So if you want to use audio, just click here, it becomes available. And this is for disabling chat. So if there's a reason to take away somebody's chat permission, you can do that. The quotation mark is private public. The default setting is whatever I say to the organizer is private. But if I want to disable it so that everybody can see what I'm saying, then just click here. Again, the organizing tools are from the organizer's side, not from the participant. And if you want to speak, click here to talk. And the reason why you got to click is because if we just make audio open, kind of open mic, then if you have a lot of background noise, then all that is going to be heard. So that's why in order to talk, you do need to press the talk button when you communicate by audio. Okay, so that's the Meet whiteboard in a nutshell. And as I just mentioned, in the student guide booklet, it does go over the Meet whiteboard and the private-public settings that I also found in the screenshot. And it does describe in more detail each of the features. And then if any of your students have any issues or any questions about Brainfuse, using Brainfuse, technical issues especially, they should be contacting Brainfuse directly. And at the end of the student guide booklet, you find the toll-free number. And also you can email. And that's how we prefer that student contact us directly, so that we can contact them directly to find out what the issue may be. All right, so yeah, so to sum it up, we have features that are useful for students who want to get instant help. We also have features like test preparation that's integrated with live tutoring and skill surfer, skills building that's more personalized. It's almost like getting Kaplan or Princeton Review, but it's free. All the GRE materials that we have here, we created them in mind, with in mind students who are working professionals who don't have a whole lot of time. And that's one of the reasons why when you look at our guide, you can tell that it's for people who don't have a lot of time. So these are if you know nothing and you still need to take the GRE, at least view these 3 videos, quick guide. If you have the time, do a step-by-step and also look through all the lessons here as well as the practice test. And then we also have features here, as you can tell from looking at the collaborative tools, for students who like to work alone. so they may not want live tutoring, but just want to have these resources available, practice tests, meet with maybe their peers or instructors instead of using Brainfuse tutors. Brainwave is it's a recording of a whiteboard that you can email to other people. And since it's 10:52, I want to take a quick moment to talk about how, I mean, I know that students have been using Smart Thinking for a while. So on July 1st, when they see the switch, I'm not sure. I mean, what is your expectation as to what the student reaction will be when they see the switch? Would they be terribly confused, or if there's anything additional that we can do to minimize the confusion? I just want to take a moment, 2 minutes or so, just talking about different ways to make students understand the change and also raise student awareness of what Brainfuse can do. I know the faculty, a lot of them are at home right now, so I don't know how much that can be done. So I'm thinking that the launch, even though the official launch date is July 1st, and the services will be available starting then, I'm thinking that the Brainfuse launch is really in 2 stages. One is in the summer, and then we'll be sending you more materials like flyers and posters for the fall. So when does your fall semester officially begin? And maybe I should be unmuting everybody so that everybody can talk.
Let's see, the first day of class is August the 19th for regular semester courses.
Okay.
So yeah, realistically, that's when you're going to begin to see most traffic. Is you're not going to see much in the summer, although we do have a few students here.
Okay.
Most of our students will be coming in beginning the 19th.
So I take it that there isn't a whole lot of summer classes going on right now, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so sounds like the July 1st launch will be a bit of a ho-hum. I don't think there will be that many students that you can even email to, right, about the Brainfuse being available.
Right. I thought we would go ahead and put up some posters.
Okay.
But yeah, ho-hum is probably the correct description.
Okay. Okay. All righty. So, yeah, so it looks like, and we did make some suggestions. So what we're going to do is we're going to convert the recording, the webinar recording from today into YouTube and email it to you. And ideally, we like to have this recording, well, it doesn't have to be this recording. We would like to schedule additional webinars, and this time it will be with Jamie that can also be recorded. And ideally, we like to see it embedded or be next to the Brainfuse link. But if you think that's a bad idea, that's okay too. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe you want to just have the Brainfuse guide booklet be available for students from the next to the Brainfuse link. I'm sorry, somebody started to say something.
I was just going to mention that I like the idea of the YouTube video so that we can share that with our students in our orientation to college class that we have. It's like a freshman seminar course.
Yeah.
And we can link students to the video at that point.
Yeah, great. And then we did send you the first phase of the collateral shipment is the posters, and we'll be sending you flyers as well. And then we did get your logo, so then the second phase of items that you'll be getting will have your logo on them. Right now, the posters don't because we wanted to make sure that they get shipped out to you before July 1st. And then we'll be adding your logo to the Brainfuse site as well. And some of the ideas that we gotten from our current clients about successful programs, you having Brainfuse, have students take advantage of Brainfuse so that their grades go up and everybody's happy, is integrating, mentioning Brainfuse into the new student packets, if you have any. That seems to work well. But if that's a huge hassle for you, I understand. But if there's even a flyer that we can send over that you can include, that'd be great. And then for one of the West Virginia colleges, we had an interesting experience where they have the state-of-the-art building, so they don't allow any paper flyers or posters. So then we sent to them electronic poster by email. So that was interesting. So if you would like to do something like that, let us know. Okay, somebody had a question. I missed it. It's from Ted. You may have already addressed this. Is there an ACT test? Yes, we do. We do indeed. And typically, we don't release ACT for higher ed, but we can release that for you. We even have SAT. Any test that you are interested in, run it by us. We probably have it. So yes, we'll release ACT for you. Okay, made note of that. All righty. So, Daryl, so it sounds like we'll be in touch with you again throughout the summer, especially as we get nearer and nearer to August 19th, so that we can have a bigger kind of visibility for making students aware that the service is available for them and they can take advantage of it so that their grades go up. And then we love to drop by in person as well. So just give us the dates and we'll be more than happy to accommodate.
Okay. I've been talking with our academic deans about having this type of training available for faculty during their faculty convocation when that happens in August. I don't have the exact date yet. Let me check my calendar again, but I don't think I have the exact date.
I think that's the 9th.
The 9th?
I think that's the 9th, Daryl.
Then, that would be a day we would like to try to do a webinar kind of like this for faculty. And then
so is that August 9th?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
yeah,
go
we'd
ahead.
be more than happy to do it.
Yeah, and then we would probably like to take you up on having you here on campus that week of October 7th, if we can get you here.
Now, for August 9th, it'd be great if we could also send somebody over, but, I mean, that's up to you.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, we want to meet with the faculty. That'd be a great time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so then August 9th, then I'm going to shoot for on-site visit. I'll send you a confirmation one way or the other very, very soon.
Yeah, I still have to get the time.
Okay.
But
okay.
It looks like
it might be on the 8th. 8th or 9th. It's one of those days.
Okay.
I can't remember which.
Yeah, I was thinking it was the 8th, Steve.
Yeah, what day is new student orientation? It's the same day as that.
Well, we have new student orientation every day that week.
Okay.
Tonight is on Friday.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's August the 8th, but we'll verify with you, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'll follow up with you as well, Dara. We'll be more than happy to go there on the 8th because, yeah, students, they only use it if they see that their professor is recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, all righty. So unless there are any other questions, we're done for today, but just don't hesitate if you like another one. We can do as many webinars as necessary, and again, we'll be more than happy to visit you as well. So just let us know if there's anything that you need.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your time.